Hello again. So if you just watched the script and storyboard video, this is now going to talk to you guys about camera angles and different shots that you can use. One of the most important shots is a wide shot. This gives the audience a big look at the location. It kind of establishes where they are. So here's some examples of this. I like this Seinfeld one the best. Now, this is really important. So if I was going to make a film that took place in the school, my first shot needs to be of the school. If I was going to do a film where it takes place in a creepy house, I'm going to go over to my neighbor's house, which is all run down and looks really creepy, and I'm going to shoot that shot. But you just remember that this is the magic of film, guys. Just because you use an exterior shot doesn't mean you actually have to go in that building in order to do it. We could totally film it at one of your houses and use a shot of somebody else's house that might look creepier. But so the wide shots are really important in order to establish what's taking place, where it is taking place. The medium shot's another really commonly used one. This is your standard shot. It's the one that you're going to use most often. It's kind of just from like the waist up, and you can see usually multiple people. Then we've got the medium close-up. This is really good for focusing on a specific person, especially in like a conversation. So the camera would cut back and forth between these two people, but we kind of see them from like the chest up, like in CNN 10, the way that we see Carl Azuz. Then we've got the close-up, which is really good for drawing attention to emotion or details. If you watch that Jurassic Park video, or if you watch the Lonely One video, you'll see two great scenes with them trying to lock the door where they zoom in on the pans struggling to get the locks in. And it really adds to that suspense. Likewise, extreme close-ups can be really good for showing specific attention on an object, like a small detail, or emotional dramatic effects. I would say don't overuse the extreme close-ups, though, because it takes all the power away from it when we overuse it. Now, there's many different shot angles, and they all have different symbolic importance and significance. All the previous examples that we saw were kind of just eye-level shots, which are kind of neutral. This is a low-angle shot from Spider-Man, where he's got his costume in his hands and he's looking up, and the idea is in the audience's mind that he is more powerful because of it. Likewise, the high-angle shots when the camera's all the way up here going down, makes it seem like the person is small and insignificant and weak. Bird's eye view is kind of like the wide shot because it like establishes the setting. This one is probably going to be the hardest for students to actually do. Point of view shots are super effective. In the Lonely One video at the end of this presentation, it's got a great couple examples, but this makes the audience feel like they're seeing characters' eyes, which can be a really effective way to build suspense. Lastly, I want to talk about the 180 rule. This is when you're having a conversation. If the lady is on the left side of the conversation in the first shot, she needs to stay on the left side. If you're bouncing them back and forth, it's like she's teleporting or something. Camera movement along with camera angles is really important. We have static shots that just stay the same. We've got panning shots that move left or right, tilting shots that go up and down, zooming in shots, and then tracking shots. The tracking shots are the coolest but the hardest to do. They actually follow all the action that a person is doing. And the camera just moves with them. So definitely use these things to your advantage. Every single shot should not just be static shots. Now, here's an example of the storyboard. Notice that it's not a beautiful piece of art. This is meant to be a functional tool to help you guys plan your story better. So if you want to see some examples of this, you can Google the Ray Bradbury Theater, The Lonely One. We watched the last 6 minutes of it, starting at about the 15-minute mark, to watch the climax of that story that we read last week. It's got a ton of great angles, camera shots, and camera movements to really show and build suspense. So give that a watch, and remember, let's try and steal inspiration from these things. All right, guys, that's all for this. Have a wonderful life.